in the picture, I believe. So yay, I'm in my motorhome. And I just want to have a little chit chat with you. Yesterday I had a really good visit with my sister, Kat, my life sister. And yeah, it brought up a lot of conversations and uh, talk about uh, just what's going on in our lives and our healing. And I kind of want to focus on, yeah, I thought it was 5D, but it's actually 10D. So I stand corrected. Like I said, we know nothing. And we're all learning. So we have to be open to that. So some of the things that I love about Queen Romana's page is she's activated a huge part of I am within a lot of people. So if you're not understanding her messages, then I think it's just not in your vibration yet. And that's okay. And I I know that for me personally, just all of my dreams and my, I don't know if it's manifestations, hello, and like the high vibes that she puts out, and the fact that she's reassuring us that things are going according to, you know, the plan and trusting the plan. So, yes, it's 10D. Now, what does that mean? I put on there 10D galactic godly vibes, and this lady was like, you can't get with God without, like, it's not some alien or whatever. And I'm like, so you don't think that creator or source created the universe or the galaxies or aliens or whatever you think? Like, there's the highest of vibration is sound and frequency, and then God, and then we're all underneath God in love. So it's not a religious thing, it's a spiritual thing, just tapping into that. So, how I find personally that I have helped myself heal and detach from a lot of the timelines that are going on. And yes, we are God. And we are all one. So we're all equal. And I that's what I believe my whole life. So I'm a humanitarian. I believe that we co-create our new reality. So that being said, how do we get rid of some of the old 3D vibes that we're all stuck to? First of all, turn off your televisions. Turn off, like, from attaching yourself to any sort of information or timeline. So, and a lot of us have been attached to the VAXX timeline because our family members have been forced to do something against their will. And I believe that we're at this point where a lot of people realize that we're in uh, we're in the Great Awakening and there's nowhere else to go but up. So the tables are turning. 8-10,000 people are going to Calgary rallies now, and that's awesome. However, that being said, what can we do individually? I don't necessarily think rallies is for some people. I'm just going to say energetically, there is a large majority of people out there that are very sensitive to other people's energies. And as you have noticed, since I've moved out to a farm environment and out of the city, I'm much more calm, I'm much more relaxed, you name it. Animals have kept me connected. So, yeah, that's one way because animals are 10D, you know, and they're in the highest of vibrations. So, that's obviously one of the ways, but healing ourselves from these timelines, even feeling sorry for ourselves or feeling sorry for what kind of maybe job we did as parents. I went through that last week when I found out my son, who's in the reserves, finally got coerced into getting his first, and he said he's not going to get it anymore, and because he got sick for 3 days. And he got a 3-hour red pill from his mother. And I'm sure he's in a lower vibration right now, feeling all victim and sorry for himself. I love my son, but I even had to detach from that timeline of that is his soul contract. He thought he was doing the best thing in love and light for his country because he's 1 week away from being a corporal, and it's very meaningful, and he's very intelligent and very loving, and he didn't join the reserves to go shoot people. He joined because he believes in the humanitarian work, just like his mom. My kids are very empathetic human beings, all three of them. I believe I raised three masculine angels. So um, what I'm getting at is I could sit there and feel that 3D vibe of, oh, I literally said to him, I feel like I failed you as a mother. And he's like, why are you saying that? And I'm like, well, I've been trying to tell you for almost 2 years now, dude, don't do it. And you were out here like literally the week before you got it done. And you still went and did it. And I tried to tell you what was in it, and I said, that's why I feel like I failed you, because you're not trusting how much information I've absorbed last year. So I went into, when I dropped that little bit of info, I opened the door for the conversation of what's in it and why they're doing it and what the address of the factory in Wuhan is, and the police games that were in October of 2019, and the, I can't even say it, the, and the seventh letter towers that are everywhere, and blah blah blah. And I went into it all about the 1%, what they were called. And I just felt like I was giving him, like, this is how I explained it to him. We're all avatars in a video game. And if you go and you get information from somebody that's downloading, like, it's almost like you're reading a book really quick and they're just giving you this information, and you're still accepting and talking and in the conversation of it, but you don't act on any of the information that your wizard or whatever gave you in the video game. So you only walked away with 3 out of the 10 credits that you are supposed to pick up from that information. And that's where people's soul contracts are. I think, who knows, like, I don't even know what my full soul contract is. That only takes more time of standing in silence with creator, period. God, source, whatever you want to call him. And yes, we are all gods connected, like through our pineal glands, and that's what they've been attacking. So I even told my son that. So how I look at it is, well, we've all been the little wizards of sharing information along, right? But we also know that we have the ability to co-create a new future through doing humanitarian works and giving of ourselves in a higher vibration and frequency of love, like unconditional love. So how you get away from living those 3D tapes that keep going on in your life, and this worked 10 years ago or 11 years ago for a friend when I just first learned how to do Reiki, and she was my first client. And I'm not going to go into full details, but she basically, there was a blockage. And so I got her to write on a piece of paper everything that she felt guilt or shame or lower vibrations for. And she was wearing a pocketed shirt here, like a plaid shirt. I remember it very well. And I said, just tuck it into your heart place, and then we'll do the Reiki. So I did the Reiki, and then I took this bird's nest that was outside, or on my piano, I should say, that I got from a funeral that I had attended from one of the other clients at the home. And I took that outside, and I said, now tear up that piece of paper and put it in the bird's nest and thank it for, the lessons that it has taught us or taught you. And so I lit it on fire, and it was like a toroidal, and it burned up so amazing. And we both, as soon as it finished burning, it started to rain. And I couldn't make this crap up if I tried. And we just looked at each other and we're like, oh, and we hugged each other. And it just felt like even there was a healing for me, even though I didn't know what I was healing her from because it was my first Reiki experience. I had my own perception of that energy that we shared and cleaned out. So as a result, what she was asking for in the months before, when I was doing her card reading and pendulums, that all came true. It all manifested. So what I'm saying with this story is I do believe that in a 10th dimension environment where we all sit in the highest frequency of love and divine light and a space for each other, and we've gotten rid of all of the negative programs that are holding us back from, I love how Queen Romana said it, and I'm going to screw it up, but she basically said if only you lived up to the expectations that others have of you or something like that. And the way I looked at it was, if we loved ourselves as much as the way I love outwardly my children, my friends, that sort of thing, and how we have of their soul, like we want to protect their heart and we love their heart and we want the best for them, it is a struggle to see people who aren't in those same love vibrations. It's a struggle to see even my oldest son having a struggle with his life right now, and not only the jab but other things, right? So however, that is his soul contract and his free will that is making for that. So if he doesn't make peace with himself to join the higher vibrations, then those are the steps that he's missing in the wizard information. I'm just going to say the wizard information because that's the way I explained it as an avatar. So, and that's his own higher consciousness with creator source. It has nothing to do with me, has nothing to do with you. So other than if we don't do that physical work of cleaning off our vibrations and manifesting what we want to attract in our life, i.e., say, med beds for everybody, right? So we have to drop these timelines, right? Everybody needs to write on a piece of paper. This is the challenge for today. Are you going to do Raven Moonstone homework? I implore every one of you to write on the paper all of the Agenda 20 items. The reason I say that is we need to thank the lessons that we've learned from what was going to happen to us. I do not believe, for one, and I've said this for a year and a half, I do not believe that they go through the trouble of saving all of these children underground and stop all of these people from doing what they did. I believe that's been over for over 5 years. A lot of what we're experiencing has happened in the last 5 years. So those are the old timelines we need to move out of because they don't resonate in love. They're not of love. None of that is love. None of this fear-based crap is love. Oh, they're going to put us in concentration camps. Oh, they're doing... That's all baloney syrup. Okay? Period. All of it. So if you participate in these timelines by even giving words to them, like, Oh, Turdo's a turd. Well, we all know he's DEAD, or what have you. Then you're still participating by throwing your, just imagine your jelly bean word into a low vibe bucket. So, what I implore everybody to do is write down a list of all of the things that we've learned in the last year. All of them. The adrenochrome. How many kids get human trafficked? All of those negative vibrations. All of them. Thank them. Thank them knowing we are free. Thank God knowing we are free and God wins. That is a transfer in your shift of, you need to recognize and be proud of everything that you have digested in the information vibe, in the 3D world of what we were captured to. Excuse me. So you need to shift out of that by thanking it for the lessons, putting it on your heart, going out to a place of peace and say, I thank you. I thank you. You've taught me all of this. We know there's a cure. We know that there's healing. And we know that there's divine intervention going to be happening soon by way of event, like I call the wedding. It's not about the wedding, it's about the marriage. We need to work on how we are going to manifest our new future, because in a 10D world, past, present, and future all reside in the same place, right? So when we heal ourselves, we're actually healing the collective consciousness even more. And if you sit in divine love and prayer or meditation every day, and you do connect with creator and source, God, you are actually activating what your mission is in your DNA. And that's what Queen Romana's saying. We're getting showered with DNA X. We can't. That's why everybody feels so happy and vibrating, and yeah, that's how I feel. And I feel calm like I've never felt before. And I need to be cognizant, and this is why I say, if you are not protecting yourself before going to even Costco or a rally, or when you're around a lot of people, you're opening the door for someone to give on their shit suit, as I like to call it. And there are energy vampires everywhere. So if you're not cautious of how you're giving out your jelly beans of words and energy, then you will basically get your vibrations lowered by these timelines. And I hope that makes sense. So, what you just said, it's all about the people. Exactly. So what I'm finding is that a lot of people and a lot of timelines are meeting. I was explaining this. I met Old and Smoky Spice a year ago on June 12th, and a little over a year ago. And I had dreams, deja vus, about them 2 years ago. And now the timelines are popping in. And that's what's happening to me. It's not necessarily, it's like movies that I've dreamt about and I kind of know when they happen, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, this is from way long ago. This is not from anything recent. And so I often find myself having matrices and timelines can like collapse, and I don't even hear certain vibrations anymore. It's all like, man, whatever, they don't exist, because I'm finding so much peace within myself, and it is a lot of work. And I'll tell you about a special morning. It was a 1 month anniversary of Solace's passing into the next realm. And I was sitting out here, and he left me a little heart-shaped water droplet on the counter, which was really cool. And I was out here, oh my goodness, just as I say that, I'm not going to turn the camera, there's the hawk right there. Okay, so anyhow, I'm sitting out here, and I'm looking out into the coulee out front, and I don't know what I was gonna watch. Maybe it was a meditation video or something, but it wasn't loading. And I got triggered by something about my father. So I was like, I love you, I forgive you. I'm like talking out loud. And just then, 4 deer doot, 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 go walking by. And I was like, wow. So it's all about the gentleness and timing within. And by the way, Solace was all about the ones and fours. Like, so much ones and fours. Ooh, there's a card. So we'll see what we get today. I haven't done a card reading, and this is my first card reading in the Modi home. So over and over. Oh, you over and out mixed spice. You're so cute. I love it. I know. We got to come up with one for my friend Darlene at the cafe, and I'm going to do a video about that probably later today. My favorite cafe. So I've got 3 cards here. The first card. Look what number it is. 22. It's a 4. Can we get any more better than that? Just asking at 31 people and 13 thumbs up. Wow is right. You guys all saw me. You guys all saw my hands. You saw me shuffle the cards. Like, no tomfoolery here. It's the deer. The next card is perception, and it's number 42. Oh, I like that number too. And then the cow, and it's number 2. So each of them has a 2 in it. And it's about nourishment, abundance, asking, and receiving. Well, there we go. Pretty much what we're talking about. So, and also I'm not wearing my glasses, because that's another thing. We should be retraining our eyes. So I'm going to. I have been. I've been eye gazing at the sun in the morning and the evening. So how about fruity spice? I love that. Okay, so the deer. The deer is about gentleness and diplomacy. When the deer appears, it's a reminder for you to stay gently on the path, for you're walking into a time when gentle movements and diplomacy are required. The deer's strength is in this quality. Make it your own and know that your steps are successfully assured. It's important that you be gentle with yourself as well. You may be heading into a period where you're unsure of your footing or just coming out of a difficult situation. So, blend your personal energy with the deer's energy of gentleness and diplomacy. Walk softly, and the way forward will be smooth. And remember, never mistake gentleness for weakness in yourself or others. Booyah. Okay, so I'm going to read you perception. I keep getting perception. This is probably the 3rd time this week I've gotten perception. This marker requires you to contemplate how you look at the world. Through what eyes do you see? Do you peer through those of prejudice or judgment? That's another thing. We need to stop judging others for what choices they've made. That is true detachment. No judgment. Judgment is for God to decide with you in your soul contract, period. So stop judging others, stay in your own lane, and just be helpful when you can. And I've been judgy even yesterday. A lady was crossing the street, and smoking a cigarette, and her kid was like fully masked up. I was like, anyways. So, stop judging. Are you viewing your present circumstances by projecting your past? This is a time now to slow down, to observe from all angles. This calls for objectivity and a willingness to examine your life and others through a neutral pair of eyes. Well, within you, awareness is transcending your ego's separated sense of self. Rise above it, see through your soul, and know that things aren't always what they appear to be. That's the detachment. We need to detach from everything we know. Everything. That's why I'm saying maybe a good exercise is to do, write everything you know, burn it, whatever, release it, surrender it to love. So this marker brings clarity and asks you to look and wait. Perhaps all you need to do is to relax and put on another pair of glasses. Then what it is in front of you might be magically transformed. Perception is everything. Take no further action until you see how this message applies to your current situation. Then once you shifted your perception, you may find that this was all you needed to do. And I think that's what some people are having a trouble with Queen Romana, is that they can't shift their perception from royalty being about bloodlines to royalty being about benevolent beings here to actually help us be free from what we were enslaved by for 30,000 some odd years. So, the cow is about nourishment, abundance, asking, and receiving. The cow says, "Take my milk. I can always feed you. I'll give you the grass of the god goddess, and in turn, pass the good fortune on to you. Nourishment is never ending. When I appear on your path, don't forget to till the soil so grass may grow. Abundance is made manifest out of universal system. Do your part, and I will do mine with joy. Ask, and you will receive all the blessings that I have to offer." The cow reminds you that there is no shortage of blessings in the world. Ask to partake in infinite abundance, and you will indeed get exactly what you need. And I'm like, my ears ringing. Woo! And so that's ultimately the entire message today. We need to manifest and ask for the marriage we need of the world being peaceful, the world being healed. We have everything we need. The earth is clean. We are living in divine love and light. There's nothing below the heart vibration that will exist in our new 10D world. Nothing. Nothing. No greed, no rape, no nothing like that. That does not exist in love paradigm. Those are all old 3D programs of things we need to thank them for the lessons of what it taught us and where we are now. We need to be grateful to be alive during this time and be grateful for the event that's about to transfix the whole entire world. There's not one person on this planet that won't remember where they were when this happened. So be mindful of your thoughts. Detach from these timelines of what keep us in this physical vibration of not being good enough, being lonely, being a victim, being trapped, we are never trapped up here. All right? If you're in a negative situation right now in your 3D form, set yourself free. Period. It is all up to you. These are all free will choices in your soul contract. But stay in your own lane. Stay in your own lane and keep your vibes very much nothing but high vibes. That's how we're going to manifest this new timeline moving forward. It is up to us. It is about us and being of godly and nourishing ourselves, nourishing our souls. How would you treat your best friend? That's basically what Queen Romana is saying. How would you treat your best friend? What are your best friend's expectations of you? Well, I know when I phone up my best friend and I'm bawling my eyes out, I know what my expectation is, that we have an ear, we have a commonality, we have empathy and compassion. And that's what it's all about right now, is empathy and compassion, because your friends that you lost over 2 years are going to be counting on you to detach from that and the I told you so's. There's no time for I told you so right now. Even some of the things that my youngest son said to me, I was just like, I didn't say that. I'm like, kind of proud that he thinks that, actually. He basically said, I don't question your pool of resources and research everything you do. And I'm like, well, I kind of wish you would, but he's on to it. He's 22. He's on to it. Sent me a 9/11 is an inside job meme the other day. I cracked right up. I'm like, woohoo! Because how does he know? He was only 20, or he wasn't even born when that happened. So, or he was maybe 3 when that happened. So, anyways, I just wanted to send on my love and light to everybody. And it was Angel Spice's 40th birthday, so I love you and happy birthday to you. And I'm glad we had a good little chat yesterday. But I love everybody, and keep your vibes high. Do that little lesson of surrendering it off to love. Make out your sheet. I'm going to do it today, hold myself accountable, and then we'll get together again in another few days. So I love this little on my new table. Oh. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I love you all. Take care.